I'm replacing the lower control arms in this 2005 GMC Canyon. Couple things I found. Well, one, I'm also putting in new inner tie rods. There's the boot right there. Anyways, right here is where the control arm goes into here, and where the bolt goes right through here. The other part of the arm is right there. As you can see, the bolt goes right through there. Mostly I wanted to make this video just to tell you that I needed to cut out the control arm. Only one of the bolts of both control arms, that being the passenger side and the driver's side, actually came out just by hitting it with the hammer and pulling it out. The other, all the other ones, I had to use reciprocating saw. So if you're replacing your control arms, you need to have a reciprocating saw on site. And you want to buy, this one is Diablo. There's another manufacturer that makes it as well, but you need carbide teeth. You want the 6-inch length one, because anything longer doesn't allow you to cut at this angle once your reciprocating saw is attached, because you don't want to come in too steep like this and be hitting steel on the backside and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, so I came in right about here and was able to cut through the bolt and the bushing and that sort of stuff. And if you can, stay away from the steel. Instead of scraping the paint off of it, just stay back, you know, 1/8 of an inch when you're doing your cut. The other thing is, I'm putting in these pins, alignment pins. They are K6716 from Moog, and they are camber adjustment pins, or camber alignment pins, they call them. So back to this cutting blade, this is for heavy, thick metal. If you see right here, it says 6-inch long, thick metal with carbide teeth. That's what you're gonna need. And the pins, if I can show you, just wanted to give you some feedback. I didn't see much on the internet, so I managed to get this one in. There it is. I'm trying to get it to focus. So it's in there. This is the back side of the other one. They had fallen out. And so, important thing is, this tool right here, I heavily recommend it. This will get in, and you'll find you'll need really strong grip pressure from your hand. I found this nut to be beneficial instead of a socket to go on the back side here, because that's going to be sticking out, so you don't want to crush against that surface. So this is deep enough that you can grab. You can have the claw sitting over top of that bolt and be squeezing in the backside to force the pin through. This one right here is not quite all the way in yet. This one made it all the way in. And so you can see when the bolt goes through right here and through there, it's gonna be holding this for the alignment. So that's pretty important. You know, as they have the bolt there, it spins through and it moves. It's responsible for shifting this plate left this way and this way. So you move your control arm out this way. So I wanted to give you the detail on this item right here. Boy, this thing's not focusing so good. Okay. So the reason why this is valuable is the distance between here and here is larger than most pliers. This is from Milwaukee. You can find it potentially in a mechanics store like Lordco. It's actually where I purchased mine. And this number says, no, it's not a number, CR-MO. And this one says torque lock on it right there. And where's the model number? I believe the model number is that one right there. 4822 3541. Anyways, it is approximately from there to there. They probably call this a 12-inch or a 10-inch. This one's imperative in my opinion. You're gonna work a number of times to try and get that guy in there, so you'll have to do a little bit at a time. So you'll be squeezing in and then adjusting this and then squeezing it in a little further and then adjusting the end, squeezing it in a little further, and so you'll have to work it slowly. And what I did is I got it tightened up and then would little bit move it back and forth as I'm squeezing the hand here to try and get that bolt to the pin to go in there. So it's not easy, it'll take time and patience, but in my opinion, if you don't have this particular tool and you try and do it with another tool, you might not be able to achieve what you're trying to do. So here it is again. And so you can see this distance right here. It's going up in there. It could go up higher, but the shorter handle ones won't have enough leverage. You need the length and the mechanical advantage of a longer one to help you squeeze that with as much pressure. So if the handle were shorter, you'd have to have way too much hand pressure. It's already hurting the hands just to use this one. I think that's all I wanted to say. what else can I show here? So, as you can see, the strut is off. The end link, sway bar, which is right there. End link is undone on the bottom. The lower ball joint comes in through the top side. Just remember when you put this together, the outer tie rod actually enters through the bottom side of this knuckle, and the nut is on the top. So I hope that helps. So one more thing, just as a helpful bit of advice, have a minimum of 5 of these, I would say. I used 2.5 of these to cut it out, but who knows, you might come across something that's harder. But these are very strong, these are very good actually. So they're very expensive, but so buy lots and then return them afterwards when you don't need them. And you're gonna need the Sawzall. So best of luck to you guys.